Hi everyone, it's Yua here, and in today's video I'm going to do a first impressions and try on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. If you guys would like to see my first impressions and see how I created this look today, then please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let's get started. So here is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. It retails for $42. You can find it on the ABH website or currently on Ulta's website. It has the same velvety texture and material that people either love or hate. So here is the inside. So the top row are all shimmers, so you have 7 shimmers, and then for the bottom you have some satin and some true mattes. Base, Soul, and Love have a sheen to it, so I'm assuming it's like a sandy finish. And then Incest, Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion are true mattes. Very similar to the previous palettes. It has a very good size mirror, and it does also come with a dual-ended brush, just like all the previous ABH palettes do. Comes with like a blending shader side, and then it comes with like a packing side. I never really like these brushes because they're pretty stiff and they're kind of pokey, so I never really used them. Alright, now we're going to move on to the try-on portion, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on the palette. So first, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up this matte brown Incest in the palette, and I'm going to use it as my transition. So there is kickback, but that's pretty typical of any Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow. They have really soft eyeshadow, so you don't really need to dip into it really hard or swirl your brush. You barely need to just tap onto it and you'll kind of pick up a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and with Incest. Ooh. All right, next I want to pick up Love, which is the pink matte shadow in the palette. It does look like Love has a sheen to it. It doesn't look like it's true matte, so I'm kind of wondering how it's gonna work as like another transition. Ooh. Yeah, so definitely some kickback. So you definitely want to be very gentle when going in. Whoa, this shadow is super pigmented. Super pigmented. It's more pigmented than what I thought. And it actually looks darker. I mean, I don't know if it's because I laid down Incest first. So next, I'm just going to pick up my Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. And I definitely want to get into this purple shade. I know everybody is doing like makeup tutorials with this purple, the shade Soul, but that's pretty much the color that makes the palette, right? Am I not right? It's like this periwinkle purple shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Soul. And it looks like Soul's not as soft as Incest and Love. I mean, there was less kickback. It could be because of the brush as well. But it looks like there was less kickback from the shade Soul. I'm just gonna go ahead and just create like kind of a halo. I'm gonna go back in with the big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go back in with Love, the pink shade. I'm gonna just try to add in some pink again because I feel like it just kind of dusted away. I'm just going back and just blending those two shadows together. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this. It looks like it's supposed to be a shimmer shade. This is Celestial, which is the purple shimmer shade. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M124 brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up dry just to see how it is with Celestial. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put that right there. Try to start the halo. And it doesn't look like it's showing up that great. And it's barely showing up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try it with wetting my brush first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the eyeshadow. Max Fix Plus, I'm gonna go ahead and just wet it. So wet brush, I'm gonna head back into Celestial, and I'm gonna see if that helps. It definitely looks like it picked up much more shadows. Let's see. Oh yeah, it looks so much better with the wet brush. So it definitely works better with a wet brush. For the other eye, I'm gonna go ahead and try it with a finger and see if it's better. Oh yeah. So picking up with the finger is definitely better if you don't want to wet your brush. I feel like it looks exactly the same as if you wet your brush. Maybe even a tad better. With the Anastasia shimmers, they're definitely like a softer, like creamier formula. They really remind me of like ColourPop's like Super Shock shadows where they're very like soft, and although they are like pigmented, like they don't work great with the brush. They definitely work better with a finger. So next I'm going to pick up the rose gold shade in the palette, and it's supposed to also be a shimmer. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up with a different finger. Yeah, this one looks like there's like specks in it, and it looks like chunky. Ooh, I like the color though. It's really pretty. Oop, yep, I was right. There's fallout now because it's chunky. I can already feel it. So this shade, it definitely has a lot of fallout, and I think it has to do with a lot of the chunkiness. Like I was saying, it looks like there's like a lot of thick specks in it, which I feel like Celestial does not have. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Wild Child, and yeah, see, this one looks much finer, similar to Celestial. It wasn't as chunky as Rose Gold. And I'm just gonna use this like as a topper, just right over Rose Gold. See if it even does anything to it. Yeah, a little. I'm gonna go back into the Morphe M724 brush. Just kind of blend it together. I'm not gonna pick up any product. I'm just gonna try and blend it together just so there's no really harsh lines. I'm gonna go back and pick up Love with this small tapered blending brush from Luxie. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my entire lower lash line. Alright, and I really want to try these deeper shades in the palette. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up Passion, which is like, it looks like it has like, it's like a maroon-ish color where it's Passion. And this one is similar to Soul. It doesn't have that much kickback. It's very, very little. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the outer corners. And my lashes are falling out everywhere. I'm going to pick up Celestial again. And I'm going to put it on my lower lash line, and because I don't want to use my finger because it could potentially get everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush for this one again. With the wet brush, I'm picking up Celestial again, and I'm going to just put that on the lower lash line, the inner third. Alright, and then for my inner corner, I'm going to pick up this shimmer like champagne-y shade called Dreamer right here, and I'm going to use that with a flat mini Luxie brush, and I'm just going to pick it up dry and see how it is. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's bad in using it dry. I'm going to go ahead and just wet it to see if it is intensified. Yes. So it definitely looks better wet as well. And then with the Luxie Flat 211 concealer brush, I'm picking up the matte white shade, and it looks like this one also has a sheen. I'm gonna use this as my highlight. Oh yeah, picked up way too much. Yeah, so I can definitely tell that shade definitely has a sheen to it. Alright, that's pretty much it for the eye look. I'm going to complete the rest of my face makeup off, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts. So for my final thoughts on the Norvina palette, I think that it's a pretty good, solid palette. I think that if you are very familiar with the Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, where it is a little bit more powdery and it's softer, you don't have to put a lot of like pressure into picking up the shadows, then I think that you'll like this. I just feel like for me, although it's like a pink and purple palette, or that's supposed to be the theme, I just feel like there's not enough purples. Like I wish that there was like a deeper purple that was more like vampy, that would make it perfect for, I think, for like fall and winter. And the only shadow that I had a problem with was Rose Gold, because I feel like it's kind of chunky and it had really thick like specks in it, where when I applied it onto my eyes, all of it fell down on my cheeks and even all over my table. I wish I would have shown you guys that. I feel like if you don't care for the pinks and purples and the Norvina one, then I think you should just get the Soft Glam, because if you were to take away these pinks and purples, you basically have a very warm toned neutral everyday palette. So those are my final thoughts. I think that if you like the shades and you are interested in the palette, I think that you won't be disappointed. I do like it. I think that quality is definitely up to par with any of the other Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So that's pretty much it for my first impressions, try on of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!